Spanish.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Huddle. As today, we're recapping Week 8, and we're going for our predictions of Week 9 with one of our special guests coming back. And let's just say last time, they sucked. So, we opened up Week 8 with the Ravens playing the Bucks on Thursday night. And this one came down to the wire. In the first half, it looked like it was all Buccaneers with the Ravens only scoring 3 puntos. But in the end, it was the Ravens that prevailed behind Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, after last week's game, I didn't think this was going to be a close game, but the Buccaneers did come close to winning this one, but ultimately the Ravens came out on top. Lamar Jackson did pretty well. The entire team for the Ravens did pretty well. But, yeah.
Yeah, really, this was a close game. Not a lot of people knew what was going to happen. Baltimore Ravens 27 and Tampa Bay Bucks 22. Ravens pulling out the dub by 5. Really, we saw Lamar Jackson just do a great job. 238 passing yards. He also was a stud on the ground.
Yeah, it's safe to say the Ravens needed that one. And then the Broncos played Jacksonville. Kind of two not very good teams, but in the end, Denver came out on top, improving to 3-5. Russell Wilson, he had 250 passing yards and a touchdown and a pick. Still hasn't looked like what we wanted to see, but most of the points came on the ground from Latavius Murray and Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this, we knew it was going to be a toss-up either way. Both of these teams really haven't done that well these past couple of weeks. But, I mean, ultimately, the Broncos came out on top.
Yeah, 21-17. Broncos did come out on top by 4, making their record 3-5 and making the Jaguars' record 2-6. Russell Wilson, he didn't do very good by any means. He did put together probably one of his best games as a Broncos player, but his best isn't really that good.
Then the Dolphins played the Lions, in which it was a shootout, but it pains me to say this. The Lions just tossed that game. They scored 0 points in the second half, and I mean, watching that, it's just hard to watch with the turnovers. I don't know how the Lions can just they can't close out a game, and Dolphins just were the better team.
Yeah, I mean, in the first half, the Lions were up, but then they just kind of threw in the last half, in the second half, whatever. The Dolphins came back with 14 in the third, and that put them on top. Tua did really well with almost 400 yards on 29 of 30 out of 36 of his catchable targets.
Yeah, the Dolphins won away at Ford Field in Detroit. We saw another win by 4 points, 31-27, and yeah.
Then the Panthers played the Falcons, and talk about a shootout. This one was a shootout, 34-37. The Falcons won, and if you were watching that game, you know what happened. DJ Moore caught a deep ball, and which looked like it'd be the game-winning PAT coming up, except the penalty took off his helmet, obviously, and the kicker could not make the field goal, and he couldn't even make an OT. You might be thinking to yourself, yeah, it's DJ Moore's fault. If you ask me, it's not. The kicker is paid money so he can hit deep field goals, and you're going to blame him because he can't hit a 43-yarder? What, 43, 45, I don't know, in an indoor stadium makes no sense, but still, Falcons came out on top.
Yeah, I mean, it should have been no problem for them. But, I mean, it really was a close game for the Panthers here. The Panthers have been doing better these last 2 games, both against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they came close to beating the Falcons here. And even though the Falcons aren't the best team, it's still it's better. It's a improvement from what they were doing the first seasons. There's not much to say. The Panthers really were coming back in the fourth quarter, but yeah.
Yeah, from the beginning of the game, it kind of looked like the Panthers. I mean, never mind. From the beginning of the game, it kind of looked like a close game. But in the fourth quarter, the Panthers really showed that they can bounce back from anything, scoring 3 touchdowns, leading to 21 points in the fourth quarter for the Panthers, leading it to OT. But the Falcons, they just got the win. Young Ho Koo looked like a stud. He got me like 17 points in fantasy, so that's good for a kicker.
Actually, it's pronounced Young Wei Koo. But moving on, Vikings played the Cardinals. Cardinals actually haven't beat the Vikings in Minnesota since 1997, and they wanted to do that, break the streak, but they really couldn't, as it was the Vikings that came out on top, improving to 6-1. And although Justin Jefferson didn't get in the end zone, he still had a solid game, and it was mostly just a rushing attack with 3 touchdowns on the ground that had the Vikings prevail.
Yeah, I mean, Dalvin Cook did really good this game. Kirk Cousins did pretty good as well. I mean, the Cardinals still did decent. It's just that honestly, the Vikings are the better team. The Cardinals are still a decent team. It's just they're going up against some bigger teams in the beginning of the season so far.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like the Cardinals are going to have a brighter future as their schedule starts to kind of ease. But D-Hop, absolute stud out there. Even though in a losing effort, he got 12 of 13 catchable targets for 159 yards. And that one-handed touchdown, that was insane. Kyler Murray, right on the dot. And, yeah. So, Vikings 34, Cardinals 26. But the Vikings did look like a better team.
Then the Cowboys played the Bears. It was kind of a high-scoring game, but it was just the Cowboys, their offense just could not be contained, as Tony Pollard had 3 rushing touchdowns. And, yeah, that's what happens when you don't have Ezekiel Elliott, in my opinion. Tony Pollard is the running back 1. He should be running the ball in the red zone at all times, no matter what, because, in my opinion, he's clearly the number 1 running back.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that pretty much. I mean, they did really good. I mean, they won by 20 points. It wasn't a competition against the Bears. Dak Prescott did really well, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he had 21 out of 27 of his catchable targets. Tony Pollard, he did really good, 131 yards, 3 touchdowns. So, yeah, they really should be giving him the ball more.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears aren't a great team, and the Cowboys are looking pretty good this season, but I don't feel like they should have lost by 20 points. I mean, 20 is a lot. That's 3 touchdowns, and yeah, I mean, it was just a good game to watch. It was just fun for the Cowboys. If you're a Cowboys player, you love to see it.
Then the Raiders played the Saints 24-0. Raiders got shut down, couldn't even get a field goal, but it was just the Saints with Alvin Kamara just going ham.
Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't even a contest. The Raiders did really bad this game against the Saints. Before this, it could have been a toss-up, but there's no shot. They got destroyed 24-0. Yeah.
Really sucks to see that Alvin Kamara hadn't scored a touchdown this whole season, but it's better now because he got 1 rushing and 2 receiving, 158 yards, pretty good. And yeah, the Saints, I mean, they just beat them by 24-0. A lot of us didn't see that coming, but guess that's how it goes.
Then the Birch tried to defeat an undefeated Eagles, and let's just say they weren't coming anything close to successful as they just got manhandled by Philadelphia. As Philly scored a touchdown in each quarter, and they scored a big 14 in the second, which their offense just has looked phenomenal so far. As Hurts looked like he's definitely in the talk for most improved player of the year, if not maybe offensive player or MVP. And he's going to keep building on that campaign this season.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this game. The Eagles dominated the Steelers here every single quarter, both halves. So.
Yeah, 35-13 Eagles. Eagles improving to 7-0. That is a super rare occurrence in the NFL to be undefeated after 7 weeks. But yeah, it really wasn't a contest. I mean, A.J. Brown, 6 catches, 156 yards, and 3 scores. And yeah, I guess it was a good decision that the Eagles traded a first-round draft pick for A.J. Brown. But yeah, Eagles undefeated. Steelers suck.
Then New England took on the Jets. And passing attack, it wasn't Bailey Zappi. It was Mac Jones getting them the win. And it was also Jacoby Myers. He had a good game. And Devin McCourty actually had 2 interceptions. And that defense really helped in that last quarter, holding in the second half, holding the Jets to 1 touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make excuses here, but I think that the Jets without Breece Hall, I think that definitely was what stopped them from winning that game there. I think if they had Breece Hall there, I think they definitely would have beat the Patriots. But, I mean, with his ACL, he won't be back soon, so they're going to have to figure out a way to keep winning without him.
Ramondre Stevenson looked like an absolute dog. 23 touches, 143 yards from scrimmage. Patriots 288 total net yards on offense, and Ramondre Stevenson got 143 of those. So he really led them to the win, 22-17.
Of course, we had a weird matchup this week. Can't have a week without it, as Tennessee took on Houston, and Tennessee prevailed 17-10. Not really much to say about this game other than Tennessee's offense was kind of consistent in being just better than Houston's, and yeah, Houston left points on the board, and that's why they lost.
Yeah, not much to say about it here. Coming into this, we knew that the Texans aren't a very good team, but neither were the Titans, so it kind of was a toss-up, but the Texans suck more, so coming into this game, we kind of felt that the Titans were going to win. It was a closer game than I thought, though.
Yeah, Titans 17, Texans 1. Derrick Henry looked like a stud. That's really all there is to it. The Titans are just the better team.
Giants, Seahawks, 27-13. Seahawks came out on top, beating the Giants, which I don't know if a lot of people saw, but Saquon he kind of had a down game, but he still got in the end zone. But it was really just Kenneth Walker who had an electric run and Geno Smith that got the win. That offense is looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was going to be a closer game. Yeah, I thought this was going to be a closer game here. Just give it to him.
So, yeah, the Giants took an L to the Seahawks. This was very surprising as the Giants moved to 6-2. I thought they were gonna move to 7-1, but that's okay. The Seahawks are catching up to the big dogs, beating the Giants 27-13, and yeah.
Then the Rams took on the Niners, And the Niners just dismantled the Rams' defense as they just looked like they were just playing a scrimmage. Christian McCaffrey was able to get in the end zone twice on the ground and receiving, and he also threw a touchdown. So, I mean, Christian McCaffrey's kind of just popping off right now. And it looks like that once Christian McCaffrey gets into this offense, they're going to be very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams really do. All right, so the Rams really do suck. I mean, coming off of the Super Bowl win this season, we thought they were going to do better things than they have, and they really just haven't. They really suck this season. And, I mean, it's really surprising when they have some decent players, and they just can't do anything against most teams.
I just want to point this out. Buddy's 2-2 in Retro Bowl. How do you do that? Why would you sim games? Why even play at that point?
No, I just don't want.
Never mind. That's the point. Okay, so anyways, so the Rams were actually. It looked like they had a chance. I mean, it was 17-10 at the end of the half, but it looks like 49ers coach, whatever his name is, he had a really good halftime speech, pep talk. Yeah, I mean, the 49ers got 21 points in the second half, and the Rams got 0. So that the 49ers won 31-14. I'm sorry. McCaffrey just looked like a stud on his new team, maybe because he has like an O-line to block for him. I don't know.
Then the Bills took on the Packers 27-17. I don't know, kind of just an average game. Josh Allen didn't look so good, but still, Buffalo came out on top.
Josh Allen didn't look so good, but I mean, it still was enough to compete against Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is washed, or at least the Packers are washed this season. They're all washed this season because the Packers really do suck this season. Really. I might just be a Packers hater, but they suck. So.
Yeah, you love to see it. It was a really interesting game at night. I mean, Buffalo, New York at night. I mean, that's insane. The Bills Stadium. I mean, they don't have a very good stadium. I don't like their stadium. But at night, the vibes were immaculate, and Josh Allen was clearly feeling it, scoring 27 points. I mean, not Josh Allen himself, but the Bills scored 27 points, Packers 17. And, yeah, Buffalo just was the way better team. Packers are washed, for real.
Hey, Owen, can you answer this question for me? How many teams play in the state of New York?
3.
What are those teams?
The Jets, the Giants, and the Bills.
You're absolutely wrong, you idiot. It's only the Bills. You're stupid. All right, now the Bengals played the Browns on Halloween night. It was spooky. And it was a spooky game for the Bengals, as it just looked like Nick Chubb just curb stomped them, as he just, I mean, coming from a Cincinnatian myself, I would like to consider myself a very solid supporter of the Cincinnati Bengals, but, you know, I woke up and looked at ESPN on Snapchat, just had to watch that game, and, man, it was bad. But, yeah, the Browns kind of own the Bengals now. It's official.
Yeah. A very sad game. It was really sad. The Bengals are so inconsistent, and I think that's a problem we continuously see here as a Bengals fan. I think that we see that the Bengals are so inconsistent that it's hard to, like, try to root for them because you can never tell what teams they're going to win against and what they're going to lose against, even if they beat them before. And they're just a really inconsistent team, and I can't tell who's well, actually, I can't tell whose fault that is. It's the coaching's fault because they suck. That's really the problem there, is that they can't get good coaching, and that's been the problem for a while.
Yeah. Anyways, this was very spooky as the Browns beat them in Cleveland, and it's safe to say that Joe Burrow, he doesn't like to play the Browns because he has never beaten them in his whole career. Nick Chubb is a god, and I like it because he was on my fantasy team. I needed 15 points for the dub. He was projected 15 points. I was down 105 to 120. The person I was playing against was Dunn playing, and I just had Nick Chubb. But Nick Chubb got 25 points. He looked like a stub. Amari Cooper was also a stub. Jacoby Brissett was also a stub. And, the whole Browns, just go for it on fourth. The whole Bengals defense just cannot handle the Browns. I mean, they got hurdled twice. Hurdled? That's some Madden type stuff right there. Anyways, thank you for watching our predictions. Our recaps. Now it's on for the predictions. Quit trying to break stuff. Bye.
Now, we're moving on to our predictions for Week 9. And we're already halfway through the season, guys. And we're going to get started with an electrifying game. But before we do that, this is a special episode, as it's the 1st of November, and it's also the first double feature episode on Inside the Huddle. We got one of the best, and we got someone coming for redemption, Presley, and then we got Nate. So let's just hop right into it. We're starting off with the Eagles playing the Texans. This is a no-brainer. The Eagles are going to win.
Yeah, the Eagles are undefeated, so if they lose to the Texans, I will do some very interesting things.
I am taking the Eagles because they are undefeated, and the Texans could possibly be the worst team in the league. So, yeah, Eagles.
Eagles. Texans are the worst team in the league. Got to go with the Eagles.
Then the Colts take on the Patriots. This one might turn some heads, but I'm gonna take the Colts on this one because I like that offense with the passing attack they have, and if Jonathan Taylor can finally get going, that offense is gonna look nasty.
Yeah, even though the Patriots just beat the Jets, they didn't have Breece Hall. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm going to go Colts.
Colts.
Patriots. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Patriots. I haven't really heard much of the Colts this year, but, Patriots whooping up on the Jets the other day, so I think I'm going to go Patriots.
Now we have the Packers playing the Lions. This is a divisional matchup. And we got A-Rod going up against a bad team. Except, I'm taking Detroit in this one because they almost beat the Dolphins, and let's be honest, the Packers suck. So,
yeah. So, I've said a lot about the worst games in the season. The Packers suck. The Lions suck. So this will be the worst game. Aaron Rodgers is going down. The Lions are winning here because the Packers suck, in case I haven't said that enough.
I'm going with the Packers. The Lions do not have enough weapons to put up with the Packers. It's going to be a close game, the battle of two trash teams, but the Packers are going to win.
The Packers put up 200 rushing yards against the best run defense in the NFL. And the offense was looking a little more in sync, and the defense was doing pretty good. So I'm going with the Packers.
Man, I don't know about this one, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the Detroit Lions on this one. The Packers are not looking too good this year, so there it is.
And now we got the Chargers playing the Falcons. You know, a lot of people, they look at this game on paper. It looks like it's going to be the Chargers. It could very well be the Falcons. Kind of undecided on this one, but I'm going to take the Chargers coming off a bye week.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Falcons here, just because. What? No, the Chargers are losing here. I'm gonna take the Falcons.
Falcons looked good, so I'm taking the Falcons also.
Chargers.
He has no explanation. So I think I am going to be taking the Falcons on this one. The Chargers, I mean, they're pretty good, but I don't know. I feel like the Falcons are just going to pull it out for the dub.
Then we have the Bills playing the Jets. I mean, we're going to see some unspeakable things happen to the Jets in this game. You know, at halftime, Zach Wilson might be getting a swirly from Stephon Diggs because this is just going to be an absolute bloodbath. It's going to be a bullying. This is going to be a annihilation.
I hate to say it here, the Jets are getting another loss against the Bills.
Okay, so we got the Bills playing the Jets, and the Bills are gonna do something to the Jets that's not good. I'm taking the Bills ultimately in this game. Please stop rubbing my face.
Just hand it over to Presley. Just hand it over to Presley.
By the way, Evan Campbell,
Good-
one
good
player
stuff.
on the Jets, and he claims that it's his favorite team. Good grab it.
That's my thought. Yeah, you don't swing on me, bitch. I swear to God, I'll knock your ass to the ground. Because he's a bitch.
So, a little bit. Give me the water bottle. And, Give me the water bottle.
Dude, no.
Isn't very
All right,
good
don't
right
grab a
now.
Oh, this is yours. Where did this one come from? What's yours?
I think
Cut
the
those.
Bills are gonna. I think the Bills are gonna win.
Mad beef
going
on such a
Stephon Diggs is probably gonna have like 200 yards on
You're not
Saul.
saying
I'm
that,
pretty sure it's
no.
gonna be like a 40-0 type win. Here you go.
This is another divisional matchup. We got the Bills 6-1 and the Jets in second with 5-3. So
Presley.
I mean, the
That's not his
obvious
fault.
choice right here is the Bills, but I mean the Jets are.
Don't defend Owen. Don't defend Owen.
But I mean, in the end,
Don't
I'm
use
gonna
Ryan.
have to
Ryan
go
didn't do
with
anything. Don't use
the
Ryan.
Bills.
I have to go with Colorado on this one.
It's
All right.
on.
The Vikings play the Commanders. A pretty easy choice, the Vikings.
Yeah, I got Justin Jefferson on my fantasy team.
Commanders. Oh wait, no, shit. Hold on. Sorry. He said okay. Sorry, Vikings.
Vikings.
So I'm probably gonna go with the Vikings.
I think I am gonna go with the Vikings also, because I mean they're just looking like a great football team this year. You know, I mean they're 6-1. I mean, yeah, I just gotta go with the Vikings.
And we got the Panthers playing the Bengals. I mean, let's be honest. At this point, both of these teams suck. The Bengals without Jamar Chase is practically the same as, Bill Gates without any money, just a nerd. So, but I'm still going to take the Bengals because the Panthers, they just suck.
You made the right decision.
Even though I want to say Panthers because they've been doing well, I'm taking the Bengals here. Yes, I'm taking the Bengals. Calm down. Yeah.
In Cincinnati, Bengals home team advantage. I'm taking the Bengals.
Bengals.
I mean, coming off of a terrible loss against the Browns, I don't know who I'm gonna go with here, but I mean, I think I am gonna have to go with the Bengals just because they are pretty good at their home team, but Bengals it is.
And the Raiders play the Jaguars.
I don't care about that game.
You know, after what we saw last week, I think it's an obvious choice that the Jaguars are going to win this game.
Toss-up game. I'm going to go with the Jags here.
Jaguars.
It's the Raiders versus Jaguars.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going with the Raiders.
They're gonna make 2 points on
They
fantasy
got
this week. 2
they
points.
just got
Yeah.
As a
whooped.
quarterback, how is that
Shut up.
possible?
Because he sucks.
Let me read his
whooped.
stats real quick.
But I'm just going off their pure skill. They have a lot of really good players, not Derek Carr, and their coaching is terrible. I'm going with the Raiders.
Man, this is a tough one because the Raiders are 2-5 and the Jaguars are 2-6.
Derek Carr had 101 yards
I think
as a quarterback. Derrick Henry had 219.
I really think that the Raiders are gonna turn it on this game.
Was it the
flip
battle of the
switch,
Derricks?
and come out with
Shut the
the
fuck up,
dog.
Owen.
One 0 points scored. How do you score 0 points?
Dude, this entire thing we have to redo.
The Dolphins play the Bears.
Taysom Hill had more pass completions than him.
Okay, hold on. Who's playing?
How is he getting
Which one are we doing? This one? Oh, Dolphins, easy. I think we're skipping Owen and Presley, so we're just going to go to Nathan.
All right, this game is gonna be a tough one. It is the Dolphins versus Bears. I mean, being a slight Bears fan with Justin Fields played a great game the other day, but they ended up losing. But I mean,
Justin
the
Fields
Dolphins
sucks.
are doing absolutely great this year. I'm going with the Dolphins.
We still have to make ours.
Oh yeah, we do have to give it to him still.
Dolphins.
Good answer.
Dolphins.
I do though.
And the Seahawks play the Cardinals. I got Kyler Murray on my fantasy team. And I got Geno Smith and Kenneth Walker and Jason Myers. I'm taking the Seahawks.
I'm taking Seahawks here.
That's part of my explanation.
Cardinals.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
With D-Hop back,
A little bit.
have the Cardinals won their last 2 games?
No, they've lost both of them.
Bro, shut up.
Actually?
Yeah.
Well, with D-Hop back, I think they're going to win.
This is extremely biased, but I am the largest Seahawks fan in the whole entire world. So Seahawks. Hey, dude, come on.
No,
Rams
they won.
play the
lost.
Buccaneers. I mean, these teams
What are you
really
playing on, the
hot
iPhone
right now,
3?
but I'm gonna take the Rams.
Here, I got it from your mom. That's a mistake.
Dang.
Dang, you got it from your
The Rams,
mom.
Bucks. Oh,
Get
Bucks. Easy. The Rams
roasted.
suck. I mean, both of them suck actually, so this might be close. But Bucks.
Just like
Rams.
I'm going with Tampa.
I don't know how one Super Bowl team from last year can play so bad this year.
They actually did.
And then another Super Bowl team from like 2 years ago can play so bad again. This is a terrible matchup. I have no clue
You better,
what
like,
the outcome is
switch up
going to
your
be.
answer.
I'm just going to go with the Bucks because honestly, I don't really give.
Stafford.
The Titans play the Chiefs.
Can I sit here?
You know what's gonna give the Titans? What's gonna give in the Chiefs?
Oh, that's out. This isn't a call. All right, so the Titans and the Chiefs are playing.
He's grabbing his ball.
Bro, resume with the predictions.
What is happening? All right, so The Bucks and the Rams are playing.
What just
No, wait, no, sorry. That was the last game, dog. The Chiefs and the Titans. Chiefs, obviously.
What did he do?
Yeah, the Chiefs are obviously winning this game.
How did it sound like gravel? Start choking.
Dude, we're gonna have to redo this whole thing.
The entire
It's
thing.
fucking terrible.
Yeah, okay. It's them two now.
It's you two.
Alright. So we're replacing D'Lo with Owen, which might give
No, I'm
Owen
not
an
in
upper
this. I'm working
hand.
on my Clash of Clans.
Okay, so the Chiefs are winning.
I think I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. You know,
There's a good
I mean,
interior D line.
I don't know. Man, I almost said Tom Brady. Patrick
I don't have
Mahomes.
time to figure out what's
Patrick
happening.
Mahomes is just playing really good this year. I mean, a couple losses, but you know,
Presley, what?
I mean, the Chiefs
Presley,
have always
dude,
done
quit.
good in the later
sexually
half of the
assaulting a
season.
freshman.
So I
Knock it
am
off.
gonna go with the Chiefs.
That was a really long explanation to just see that the Chiefs are
No
suspended.
one cares. Okay, Ravens, Saints. I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Obviously well, actually, I don't know. Ravens, I guess.
Chief.
That's not even this game.
Hey, I'm going with the
Saints.
Chiefs too.
Hey, the Ravens Saints game.
Okay, I'm taking the Chiefs for last
You
game,
gotta know who it
and
is
I'm
to win
taking the
that.
Ravens for this
Patrick
game.
Mahomes pulls up.
Ravens.
On this one, I am gonna take the Ravens because,
I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Sorry.
because you know,
It's Ravens
I don't know.
Saints,
They,
not Ravens
the,
Chiefs.
the Ravens just look good, and the Saints with Andy Dalton. I don't know. They just look mad funky. I think we are gonna have to go with the Ravens.
Why is he?
They got carried by their defense last week.
That's all for this episode of Inside the Huddle.
I really just went 17.
If there's not enough,
Ah!
Even out.
Continue.
What good did that do?
Yeah, no,
Why did
you know, I'm honestly gonna resign as my spot from Inside the Huddle.